Big win, Don Wilson here for Top MMA News. Here with Aiemann Zahabi, and I gotta say, man, big victory. I guess we're gonna call it a big victory over Kyle Vivian in your debut. You know, why don't you talk us a little bit through that fight?
Oh, it was a good fight. I was while watching his footage before getting in the cage, I knew he was gonna come at me hard, rush me with a big overhand, and try to take me down. He doesn't win many fights, but he always gets on top of guys. You know, so going into the fight, just my game plan was don't end up on the bottom. Don't look like everyone else. You know?
Don't get him in the triangle.
Yeah, don't get him like everybody else beat him. So I think I was able to do that. You know, didn't let him take me down. I took him down, and I got on top and finished him from there.
You know, I gotta say, you're only one fight into your pro career, but I have seen you at many events. You've been training with really the best camp in Canada. You know, how has your transition to pro MMA been?
It's been great. You know, I've had a lot. Luckily for me, I've had a lot of guys to mentor me and take care of me and watch over me. I like Miguel Torres, Kenny Florian, Ivan Menjivar, Yves Jabouin. You know, those guys. They've showed me the ropes before I even got to the pros. You know, and I've got to walk out to UFC cages and stuff like that. So it keeps my jitters low. You know, so I think it's a good advantage to have. And just want to say thanks to those guys for always taking care of me.
Well, I gotta say, even when I see you at the events, you're taking care of those guys too. They love having you around. It's just great to see the interaction you're having. Now, you know, we got to touch on it. The last name's Zahabi. How is it living up to that name? Do you feel like you have pressure living up to that name?
Not a little bit, but my brother doesn't put any pressure on me like that. You know, he wants me to do it to have fun, and he believes in me, so that's good. So I just. You know, Zahabi is our name, but you know, for me, it's what I do with it for myself. You know, and there's always that added pressure, but pressure is a good thing. You know, like I love it. I love that I have to do it for him and do it for my family and do it for my team. You know, not only do I have Zahabi, but TriStar. Like the legacy all our fighters leave, that's what's important to me. You know, not only Zahabi, but TriStar. Now,
talk about that. Like with the TriStar name, the patch on your back. You know, obviously you enjoy that pressure. Do you find that your opponents may, I don't know, either be scared or take that for granted at all before a fight?
The thing about being my brother's brother, it's good, and sometimes it's a little bit of a curse. You know, sometimes it's hard to get fights and whatnot, or to negotiate. You know,
talk about that. I know, getting your pro debut was probably the hardest thing you ever had to do.
Yeah, it was tough. Even fighting amateur was really hard. You know, and plus guys have seen me coach guys in the UFC since I was like 21. You know, so what I've been doing for work and the name and being part of such a good camp, it's hard. But it's a good thing. You know, I get all the good training, but it's hard to get a fight. But eventually the two will meet. After I get 5-6 fights, I don't think it'll be a problem anymore. It'll be just a blessing, you know.
Now, you've been at the Zahabi gym for a long time, still a young guy. How has it been, I guess, kind of losing your childhood? Instead of being out drinking with friends, partying all the time, you're eating right, you're training there with the big boys. Do you feel like you missed out on anything at all?
No, nothing at all, because like we're like a brotherhood at TriStar, you know. We have like 25 fighters that we hang out together, you know, like we don't see each other, we don't go out together, everyone all at the same time. But you have different friends that you can always hang out with and train with, and it's definitely, I didn't miss out on anything. You know, the friendships I have now, I would never trade them for the world.
And that's good to hear. You see so many fighters that they want to retire at 28, 29 because they think they missed something. It's good to hear that you still got your spirits up. You know, rumor has it Derek Charbonneau next challenge card. Do you know if that's confirmed at all yet?
No, first I hear of it, you know, and I don't like to believe in who I'm fighting and what's going to happen until I sign.
Does it matter to you who you're fighting?
No, just as long as my brother says I fight him, I fight him. You know, he's managing me now. He's taking care of all that, and I'll fight anybody he puts in front of me. And if it's Derek Charbonneau, it's great. You know, I'm happy to be fighting. I just want to get my fight experience up. If it's not him, whoever it is, I'll be there. I'll be there to fight. You know.
I gotta love the mentality. You'll fight anyone, any place. Now, the place I always follow you. I love you on Twitter. You got to give the audience, to let you know where they can find you on Twitter.
Yeah, guys, you can find me on Aiemann Zahabi, at Aiemann Zahabi on Twitter, or add me on Facebook at Aiemann Zahabi as well.
Got to get him on the social networks. A dynamite guy on there. Now, before we let you go, family, friends, sponsors, you want to give a shout out to?
Yes, thanks to my brother Faraz for always taking care of me, my parents, and everyone from TriStar Gym, my friends and family who's been supporting me this whole time for 10 years. You know, thanks for everything.
Nice, soft-spoken, well said. Once again, fans, big win, Don Wilson. Aiemann Zahabi, Top MMA News.